why most agents lose millions after the closing, and why are they still chasing their next deal.
Welcome to the Open Books Podcast, where we discuss all things real estate, helping you take the road less traveled to real estate success. I am alongside my co-host, Brooke Massey, Casey Tuter, and myself, Curtis Haddock. Welcome. Good morning.
I just wanted to copy him.
Good morning.
It was nice. It's like you guys did it in tandem.
I know. I hope I love our one video, and we're both like, damn. I totally made that the main thing on the reel or whatever.
Awesome. Oh, hey, speaking of that, Chris Tucker and Craig, Ice Cube, their sons
Craig
are now
Ice Cube,
their
his last
age.
name is Ice Cube?
Yeah, Ice Cube. Wet Ice Cube, dry Ice Cube. Their sons are now their age when they made that movie.
Oh,
and
yeah?
they reenacted that scene.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's pretty
that's
cool.
cool.
Is it on YouTube or something?
I don't know where I saw on one of the socials that I doom scroll through every day.
There's so many anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways,
well,
sorry, go ahead.
today's episode, I'm going to enjoy because something that a lot of agents are bad at is following up after the close.
I was one of those agents. I did a terrible job.
Me too.
And
that's
I didn't
why
have systems in place.
Yeah, and that's why I pushed the weekly email, because there's so many people that I just remember pop into my brain over the years, and it's like, oh my gosh, even if they went a different direction at the time, they may have regretted that decision. But if I could have stayed in front of them, what could have come of it?
Totally.
And then of course, the closing gifts, the trickle closing gifts after the sale, those have been a huge success too.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So today we got several things we're going to talk about, but the main points that we're going to hit on are how the transaction mindset is actually a huge trap, because most agents, they're just after the next transaction. They close the deal, and in their mind, it's over. It's finished, complete, move on to the next lead. How do I get my next transaction? And that just creates this mindset of grind, as opposed to building systems and a business to where people start coming to you. Mm-hmm. Which everyone who gets into real estate, that's what they're after, but then they don't do the things that it takes to actually build that. Your database is your biggest missed opportunity. That is so true. And I think most people don't even know their database. They don't keep a database.
Or never wanted one because they hate people.
Yeah,
whatever it is they do and say.
Or they might track it and they just don't put forth the effort to stay in front of them. They think the only reason for me to talk to somebody is if they are in the market to buy and sell.
If they need something from me,
now,
right?
Yeah.
Instead of serving people where they're at. And then lastly, agents, how top agents build referral systems and don't have that hustle cycle or hustle mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's what we're after. We want our phone to ring, not have to pick up the phone and cold call people or hustle to find the next lead. And it's so possible if you stop this transactional mindset with people,
Right. Yeah. I mean, when we talk about, doing Zillow leads, which I used to be 100% against it. And personally, I don't think I'll do it ever. Mm-hmm. Can't say never, but there's so many agents now that you know how hard it is to get going. And so I'm like, you know what? Join the Zillow team, grab you some Zillow leads, but I go, whatever you do, you better make those work for you. Don't just get the buyer and close the deal and wait for the next one. Mm-hmm. When you're working with that buyer, say, do you have a house to sell? Do your parents have a house to sell? Are they looking to move? Who else can you put me in front of? And work that buyer as hard as you can for as long as you can.
Well, even that advice is good, but I think people can implement it and then they'll stop even there. They'll ask those questions, and that buyer doesn't have a family member or an acquaintance or a coworker that's ready to buy or sell right now.
Yeah.
And the agent will go, well, I asked them, they said no, on to the next. And it's like, yeah, but what if they have a family member that's going to buy in 2 years from now?
Yes, that part.
That is where people are failing to think about. And if they can stay top of mind and ask that question, not every week, but ask that question every so often, then that's how you start building a referral-based business. And I'll tell you, the top referral agent in the country, I don't know if they still are, but again, Michael Mayer, who wrote the 7 Levels of Communication.
Oh, yeah.
He will tell you that you should be serving people so well that you shouldn't even have to ask for a referral. They should just want to send you the referral.
Because, you make them feel good doing nice things for them. You're being a good human.
You serve people. You take care of people. You let people know how valuable a referral is. And then you train them to say, oh, Curtis needs referrals. I'm going to start sending him referrals. Every time I send Curtis a referral, he appreciates it and lets me know and
buys
sends me a quick gift card or a coffee or whatever, and it's literally just a $5 coffee card that goes a long way. And so
I used to always get those little $5 Starbucks cards, and I'd be having a bad day or something, didn't want to go to work, and then I'm like, oh, I got a $5 Starbucks card. My whole morning's all changed. So
then you got to go spend $5 more to get 1 cup of coffee?
Totally. And I'll do it. But someone gave me a $5 gift card, It's little things like that. They really do go a long way for people. And I think people just forget to think about those things. Well, and it's like...
Well, they don't think it's worth their time or their effort.
I say a million times, I hate that we're in a quote-unquote sales industry. I get that, yes, you have to sell yourself, but... don't treat this job or this career or your business like you're just trying to sell them and then whatever. I think there's a stat out there, like 74% of people forget who their agent is that they used to buy their first home.
I believe it.
Like, that's
I wonder how many
crazy.
times I've been forgotten.
I know, totally.
I would argue that all sales positions operate and from a sense of like stay top of mind for referrals and things like that, no matter what you're selling. But we have been teaching that concept of tracking where that referral came from and sending out a gift card and making the call to the person that sent you the referral for 6 years now. And I don't know if I know anybody that actually implements it. And man, if I had an active book that I was personally producing, that's the first thing I would implement because of how powerful just picking up the phone and calling somebody from 2 years ago that you haven't spoken to, or maybe you've been sending emails and stuff, but then you pick up the phone and say, hey, I just closed on a house, and the only reason I closed on it was because you sent me John. And and you remember John? Yeah, crazy guy, right? But John sent me Sam, and now Sam and I just closed the deal, and so I just want you to know how valuable you sending me that relationship was. And then all of a sudden they get one of those $5 gift cards in the mail after that call. Like, man, now whoever sent you John, I don't think I came up with a name for this person, but they're more inclined to now. It's been 2 years, but like
they're gonna send you someone else.
They're gonna send you somebody else.
People like to help.
That's how your phone rings to where you don't have to then chase the deal. Now it takes time to build. But if you focus on systems with a follow-up and then put something like that into place, man, you will not regret it because then all of a sudden you have an influx of leads.
That's the better way to sell.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I hate that it's sales because it's not like car sales and then you do that. But even car sales, like if you do well in car sales, because my brother-in-law, his dad was in car sales and that's how he retired, but he took care of his database and took care of the people.
I always try to buy a car from Mark first. I'll see if they've got what I want before I go anywhere else. Because I know he's going to just take care of me.
Yes.
But I think there's like this disconnect that we have with agents and new agents and what they expect when they come in. Because real estate does get easier whenever
Yes.
someone just calls you like, hey, someone referred me, help us out. And then they listen to like every word you say.
Yeah, let's have
Because they trust you immediately.
I love those.
But,
Those are my
but
favorite.
but that didn't just naturally happen. Like you earned that
Yes.
trust, and it takes years. And that's what people don't think about, how long it takes to earn that respect and that trust from people.
Mm-hmm.
And really so basically, like whenever you're trying to build a referral base, you have to let them in on your life.
Yeah.
Like they've got to know who you are, what you're about, what your hobbies are. And it's easier whenever they've got kids and you got kids, because you can talk about the struggles of raising kids. And I think that's also a part that a lot of agents struggle with, because I'm just going to say it, they've got no personality.
Yeah.
And they've got no life.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're not going to be able to connect with anyone, so you're going to have a really hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Because most clients don't just want all business. They want why we're not going to be replaced with AI, because they want a human. They want someone that's real.
Oh yeah.
Do you know why? Also, and I think that this is just true with so many different things. And we say it all the time. The longer the time you have to wait from the work that you do to the time that you get paid, the further that gap is, the fewer and fewer number of people that are willing to do it. Mm-hmm. And it has just held true in all aspects, because there are commission-based jobs that don't have a 90% fill rate, because you can make a sale and get paid that same day. Mm-hmm. But in real estate, you make a sale, it takes at least 30 days, if not more. You can do a cash deal sooner than that. But just from the time that you get the sale to the time that you close a deal, that takes 30 days. Now you're talking about trying to build a referral-based business. The work that you do today, the money that you're spending to get in front of people, that might not pay you for, again, a couple of years.
Yeah.
With some of those people.
And sometimes you get all the way through and you do all the work, and then they hire another agent or do something stupid.
And so you just give up, and it's like, man, but you got to do that
hard.
without your whole network. And then people just don't want to. I think a lot of times too, when we're in this transactional mindset, it's why people are chasing like the higher splits. Like, I just want to get as close to 100% as possible, because when they sell and make the money, then they're taking that full commission and they're not budgeting it correctly. They're just that all of that is theirs to now spend on their bills and fun things and whatever.
Steak dinner. I just got a big closing.
Yeah. Instead of putting aside 10% to put towards gifts for people, staying top of mind for people.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to spend money. You have to spend money to make money, or to grow, I should say.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And a lot of people want to just stay stuck in the transactional mindset because they don't budget business expenses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No.
It's all personal expenses.
Well, and they don't budget for like the seasons either.
Yeah.
Because like we always talk about, like, as long as you know how to go out and get leads, the market doesn't matter. Just go out there and meet people and keep nurturing your database. But if you don't plan for the winter, then guess what? You're driving around DoorDash and trying to take care to make ends meet because you didn't budget
I always
correctly.
hate seeing that, Brooke, whenever an agent says, what should I do for extra money?
Yes.
Sell an extra house.
I know.
Go do
Like, good
more
Lord.
stuff. Yes. Yes.
I really don't. That just says it right there. There's a disconnect. And the disconnect is they don't want to talk to people.
Well, I think people, it's just, they want the instant gratification and just anything in today's age. Like, I talked about this all the time, and I've talked about it before on this podcast, but like, even at the grocery store, instead of someone buying a watermelon for $2.50, they'll go buy a little tiny
Chop that
thing of
one.
cut fruit for $6 every single time. And that's in everything. TikTok makes it that way. Like, even with listing photos, I tell my sellers, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to post 50 photos like all the other agents out there. I was like, it's getting worse. People want the instant gratification. So I need to instantly make them happy about your house so they can come in and get a showing. It's around us everywhere. And I think, like, we've really got to, like, we all probably fall for it all the time. Like, I know I do. And I'm like, no, I got this. I just need to wait another 6 months and then it'll be there. It's a gradual buildup. So Even I have a new assistant right now I'm training, and it's taking time. And
Yeah.
so, but I know in the next 6 months, it's going to be amazing, but I can't always want that instant gratification. Good things take time. They always do.
That's true.
Was that good stuff, I guess?
Does good stuff.
It just made you guys speechless.
Drop the mic, Well, we can move on to talking about our database. I mean, I think, because when it comes to like the transaction, again, I think the point to drive home with that is that's where people start and they don't ever graduate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, how do I, because they come in and they need to make money now. And so their focus is how do I get a lead? How do I get the next deal so that I can just make money and make ends meet? And then they get stuck in the cycle of they don't ever graduate from that thought process.
You don't have a lead problem. You have a relationship problem.
That's what I was saying.
Well, relationship
Yep.
and even systems too. Because, I mean, you can stay in front of people easily if you have the right systems in place.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Totally.
And so, so what systems? Well, now you got to build your database. So I think a lot of people, when they get a lead, they close it, and they're focusing on the next lead. They don't do anything to track the person that they just helped. So what are things that people can do to start tracking their database?
Well, I mean, if you don't want to spend any money, use an Excel sheet.
Yeah,
That's free.
Yeah.
That's what we used for the longest time. I mean,
I still use it.
Yeah.
I mean, I use it on top of my other one, but really, like, for habit's sake, you should start using a CRM immediately.
Oh, yeah. The simplest thing you can do is I have a closed smart plan. Create a smart plan that goes out for the next year or whatever. And
if you
I make sure I put I put a birthday in. People love, unless you're Curtis Haddock, to be told happy birthday. You put their home anniversary
what you
in
do
there.
for him is you go, I hope you have a terrible day.
Yeah. Yeah.
On
The
his
day
birthday.
before.
Yeah.
The day before.
Yeah.
now what would go a long way with someone like me is if you recognized something else that you in my life that's not a because birthday just gets convoluted.
Like your-
with
like your
everything.
kid's birthday?
Like I'm offering you the condolences on your Denver Nuggets loss. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that would really go a long way for me. A really long way.
I knew it.
Yeah. No, I mean, anything. Yeah, I mean, if we had conversations about, just life in general, and you randomly send out a message, like I will sometimes, and this makes it hard to like put a true system in place for every single lead.
Oh, yeah.
And so you won't.
I was like, you're an anomaly over there.
You won't. Here's the thing. You should still put someone like me in that CRM and
wish you
have
happy
a birthday come out.
Yes.
Regardless of like how I feel about my getting wished a happy birthday is irrelevant because to me it doesn't make me feel any certain way because there's so much noise around my birthday. It's coming from every direction. Every company sends something out, and when a company sends out a happy birthday, I know it's just an automatic thing. It doesn't mean anything to me, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that there are others that probably feel like it's just noise to them too.
Well, then don't make it automatic. Create a manual text, and then your CRM will remind you.
They're not gonna know. Like, if somebody did that, and it came to me, like I'm not gonna know they manually did it. Like, that's it's not whether it's manual versus automatic.
Well, that's
It's
why you
the
got to
fact
put
that
this is a manual text.
yeah.
At the bottom.
That's not the point. It's too much noise. It's coming from that. The point is, it's coming from everybody, so it's meaningless. It's like when you use the same word for something, like it becomes meaningless because it loses its impact, right? And so, what you should still put people in that, but you should take notes on your conversations with people on what is important to them. And so, again, like I've had people that talk about their kids are moving, going to, like, okay, a seller that I'm going to be helping right now. I paid attention to everything that they said, why they're selling their house. They have their daughter is getting married, and her husband they're moving to Nashville because of some music opportunities. Apparently he's a really good drummer.
That's
and he's
cool.
getting opportunities and he needs to be there, because if someone says, hey, there's a gig, like, he can't just get on a plane. So they're moving there. And so now she's needing to sell her house because her daughter's not going to be there anymore. And so she's going to kind of go out, and her husband going to do their own thing. Well, something that I would do for them, I took a note. I would put them in my regular CRM to stay up to date, but I would also trigger something to me to say, hey, look at their notes, look at a task to look into this lead. And then I could go remember, oh yeah, let me reach out to this person and say, hey, has your son-in-law how are the gigs going? How is the music industry going? Is your daughter liking Nashville? That is the stuff
That goes further.
I'm talking about, you know? So really, I mean, just really listen to people instead of talking so much, because, man, you can learn so much when you just let people share their life story with you. And then because they're going to share stuff that's going on that's important. And then, man, I just take notes, throw it in there, and I'll put a task reminder to myself so that then I can go back and ask questions.
Our little secret sauce that we do with all of our clients is we know their pets, like, for whatever reason, because most people have pets, but if they do, if like the dogs, we're like, no, let the dogs out. And we always love on them. The cats, we've made friends with parrots,
Gross.
Chickens.
Chickens are nice.
Yeah, I mean,
They serve a really good purpose, in my opinion.
Yes.
Eggs are my favorite.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we always get like a special closing gift for like the dog. Like, we'll get their like name and stuff. Man, it goes a really, really long way when you do stuff like that.
I did a child home promise. She signed she was like 3 and signed a contract at closing to say that she would take care of the home and make memories there.
Oh, is that why we have that in our little? I love
It was
that,
pretty
getting
cool.
the kids involved.
But speaking of database, I mean, you can do that on social media too. I think a lot of people, and I mean, I'm guilty too, we just scroll. I try to catch myself. It's like, stop scrolling
And comment. Yes.
Because you're commenting on that pet or that kid, and it lets them know that you're building a relationship that way.
Social media, I think, is the easiest way to follow up and nurture your database. Like, it
Yeah.
really is, because everybody's on there and everyone wants to see what you're doing. Like, I post like real estate stuff all day long, but as soon as I go on vacation, I start posting that, it goes through the roof. People do that, and then you can comment. When other people go on vacation, I want to see all that stuff, and you can comment. It's a very easy way, because people post things they want to show off. And so when they're doing that, it's very easy for you to just go in there and just comment. Sometimes you even have to make a phone call.
Well, then,
sometimes you just keep base with them on Facebook, you know, and you're talking to them often, and they feel like you're talking to them. And then I still think calling is still always best. But for some people, I mean,
well, that's what I was going to say. Take a mental note of the people that are engaging with you. That means they like you.
Oh, that means they're watching you.
Which means you can make a phone call, and it wouldn't be cold.
I do it all the time with recruiting. I actually just booked another recruiting appointment because I noticed someone. I was like, we hadn't talked in a minute, and I noticed she was still at her same brokerage. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's liking all my stuff, and it's all coaching stuff. So then gave me an opportunity to reach out.
Easy.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, to that point, no, the call becomes so much easier, and it's not cold if you've been engaging with people. Same thing with I think social media is super easy to see what's important with people and things like that. But I think a CRM is easier because it's automatic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, combine the two.
Oh, do it all.
And honestly, I mean, it depends on you and your everyone's different. And so, some people are going to find social media because they're on it all the time, and it's easy. Just make sure you're commenting and liking and all that kind of stuff.
The close smart plan that I have in my CRM, Curtis, has everything you're talking about. Like, I put in there, go get on their social media page
Yeah.
and go comment on something. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my tasks that I do. I put in their birthday. I also put in their home anniversary. I also do Google reviews, asking for those after the closing. I also have like some checklists that'll go out for like fall or something. But I try to make it very different and make all the touches different. I want to, like, in your CRM, you have call, text, email, and other. I try to make sure I do call, text, email, and other on all of those, because now I'm talking to them with my voice. I'm texting them. I'm emailing them, and usually email's automatic. You can even do automatic text on some. And then other can be anything. It could be a $5 coffee card. You just get them randomly just because. People love just because things if you're just thinking about it randomly, or what you're saying with the story, like, hey, I was just thinking about what was it, the sun in Nashville or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
just be like, here, when you guys go and on your way, get yourself a coffee on me or something,
every I have an agent, like so I have a task that will get loaded in every couple of months. Like she wasn't ready to transfer and wasn't really ready to even be open to talking about that, because she was struggling with her daughter at school, because her daughter was like getting in trouble so much, and like it was causing a lot of stress in her life.
Yeah.
And so every month to 6 weeks, I just reach out and ask, hey, how are things going with your daughter?
I love that.
And hey, I'm praying for you guys. Hope things are getting easier, getting better. And sometimes it's like not, and sometimes it is, but it's very much appreciated. So like, even with recruiting, it's something that you can put in there and be reminded of, because if I didn't have that reminder, like there's so much noise.
And you talk to so many
people. Like it's hard to just remember to follow up. And I think that's why people don't follow up, is because it's intimidating.
That's why you should start from the beginning.
Start immediately.
And we're like starting when I started a CRM. I mean, it's nearly impossible unless I could literally take like a month off and like really dial it in. But that's why, but it's not too late, because that's why I set it up the way I did.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not impossible,
because
it's prioritizing it.
I kept it simple though. Like all my past clients, I loaded in there as clients, and then all the realtors that I put in there, I just put them in different realtor groups. So then I can market emails to all of them or just to some of them, like that.
Keeping it simple is all you got to do.
Right.
I was going to say, like, people like you, Casey, that like you have like this huge database and now you're implementing a CRM. Don't knock things over, Brooke. Sometimes that's really hard for them to overcome, and then they want to like just throw everything in there, and then it becomes even more overwhelming because now you got to learn this system. Now you have all these people in there. So I totally agree. Just make it simple, and then if you start from the get-go, like if you get a CRM, just put one person in there.
One person.
And then just master tasks. Forget the smart plans and all this stuff. Just focus on getting all your clients' information, putting notes about your client and what you know about it. Know their kids' names, their dogs' names, their situation, their motivation. Did you comp the house? Did you meet them? All the notes that you know about this human being, and then create a task when you need to follow up.
Yeah.
If you guys can just do that, you will go so far in your business.
And then every morning, when you're working on your business and you're doing your calls, the first thing you do is you go to your tasks, complete your tasks, and then you continue on with your new business. And it sounds simple. I mean, it is simple. It's just
tedious.
It's making it a priority.
Yeah. What makes it hard is all the noise, and when things come up. Like yesterday was a terrible day for me, because I had sellers that decided that they were going to do things like you talked before the podcast. You had a client who decided he was going to take things in his own hands and do it the way he wanted to, even though you told him not to. But that's what makes it hard is those strategies. But I mean, you know what? Like if you know that, and like if you know things are going to come up, and they often do, especially when you have 5, 6, 10 closings on the book, then maybe you should get up earlier and knock your tasks out.
I think
things don't get in your way.
I think people need to practice not attending to something just because it came up. And that's
the hardest part.
Time block. I think I think so many people understand the concept of time blocking, but they suck at it because they have it time blocked to work on their business from 9 to 10 or 9 to 11. And then what you're talking about, Casey, an issue comes up on a current transaction and they will then stop working on their business to go tend to that. Man, if you could just wait until your time is up working on your business, then go tend to that transaction.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'll tell you, when I do that, like sometimes that issue is resolved it by itself. Now
that happens a lot too.
Now it can happen with a customer who's just like, never mind, I figured it out. It was false alarm, or an agent who needs something. Like a lot of times lately, I've been getting calls from agents, and I'll purposefully now kind of wait a little bit. And then I'll reach back out and they'll say, okay, I got a hold of Jennifer and she helped me.
Yeah.
Got a hold of Amy and she helped me. And so I'm like, cool, you know? So anyways, I think that people need to practice getting better at actual time blocking and not letting other things interfere with it.
Well, and just stop making excuses.
Well,
it's just like, you go to the doctor, guess what they have? They have their laptop with your whole profile and all your medical records, and they're sitting here and they're like, did you cough funny?
That's
okay.
like a CRM.
They coughed funny. Okay. And your blood type is this. And they're constantly doing that. And because they're meeting tons of people every single day, if they didn't, then they could give you a wrong medicine and hurt you. And so if you take it that seriously with your CRM, even if you're you're going out to dinner, your waitress, they write down notes. Some don't, some memorize it, but then they immediately go to their little, register and they put all that stuff in. It's the same thing. We need to also do that. I
remember when I first started, I think it was like my second or third deal. And anyways, I submitted an offer for these people, and I'm literally sitting there waiting for the listing agent to call me back, like right after I submit it. Like, and I'm like, what's taking so long? And I mean, like 30 minutes has gone by,
Yeah.
And so I always remember that moment because I know that's what our clients feel like.
Totally.
So obviously you have to set expectations, but I also have seen agents in the office doing that, and I go, so is this your only deal you got going on? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, so are you really just going to sit here and wait on a response? And they're like,
maybe.
I mean, and it's like, I think you should start making some phone calls right now. It's so crazy that they get one little thing going and that's all they can focus on, Need to build that database. Keep building it.
Well, I guess that's good going into the last point. Top agents build referral engines, not just hustle cycles. I think we've already kind of touched on a majority of it. Consistent follow up, not follow out. Just compounds the business. The people say all the time, your first 2 years in real estate, it should be a grind. And if you take care of it those first 2 years, even if you're been in the industry for a while and you're struggling, take 2 years and really focus really hard on it. Do open houses, make sure you put people in your CRM and follow up with those people. But eventually, you don't have to do that stuff anymore. It's already built out, and then your phone just rings. You've built a referral based business. You don't have to go to FSBOs
or you're like me and you feel
anymore.
guilty if you're not doing them because that's what you did in the beginning.
Don't do.
Well, no, I'm saying now I feel guilty because I don't do those things
like FSBOs and expireds and stuff. Yeah.
But I probably should, and I'm like, but
I don't know.
But then again, I wish I could. I can barely find time.
Yeah.
So it's like
you do decent, Casey. I think you'll be fine with that if you don't go to FSBOs and expireds.
But they're property owners, man. They need to sell. I need to help them.
Need to get all the sales.
Need to get them all, man.
I want to try to go to one FSBO expired every single day, whether it's me or with an agent. And I think that would be awesome.
I mean, that's intense.
But whether it's me or them.
Right. What's crazy about it is just thinking about, I only know it's intense because I've done it.
Yeah.
But just thinking one person, that's not that much.
No,
until you start converting them and showing houses and doing listing appointments and putting out fires and
yeah.
After I had my little neck surgery,
yeah,
I went home and laid down And about 10 minutes later, my phone rings, I get a text from the other agent because the neighbor anyways, it doesn't matter how I got it. Sends me a picture of water running out under the garage.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'll be right there. So it's like, and then the next day I'm on a roof trying to help verify, try to help a client. And it's just like,
I mean, that's I would have just called a roofer, Casey.
I mean, I did.
Oh, okay.
But I like to be involved in those things.
Well, yeah, you are very smart and intelligent with that stuff.
But also, I want to learn everything I can.
Absolutely.
And I've done remodeling and I've worked on things. I mean, I've got a whole toolbox in my car that I just fix things for people. It's like, this will just be easier if I just do this real quick.
Well, and also too, like, you're in real estate, like, it sells as a burnout industry. If you are not thinking about your future of what you're going to do with your real estate knowledge, like knowing stuff like that, so many agents get into investing in real estate, flipping houses, and guess what? You're in real estate. You're going to have access to all the on market, all the data that you possibly want. So use that to your benefit. Right. April Peterson, one day when she just switched over to us, she came in and she does flips and stuff and does a ton of real estate. And she went in and she was training an agent on a FSBO. And she walked out and the agent was like, so what are we going to do? Like, what's the tactic? And April's like, I think I'm just going to buy it. Because she just has the knowledge and she's right there and has access. And so I'm like, that's like a power move, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like now that I'm 40 years old and I don't have a big portfolio.
Your referral.
Yeah. Since I don't have a big portfolio, I think that something that agents need to immediately start thinking about is purchasing property. Because it's part of it.
Totally.
And like you said, you have the inside access.
Absolutely.
So
goal is to buy at least one by next year.
Mine too.
Well, I think that a lot of the stuff we've talked about kind of will lead, like the last kind of topic is really like, building a referral-based business. And I think a lot of the stuff we talked about, if you implement those things, you're going to start getting referrals over chasing the transaction.
Yep.
So I don't know if you guys want to add anything on that. If not, then we might want to wrap it up. Only because I got to get going. I just think, where are you going?
2-minute warning.
I thought we were hanging out all day.
I have time block, bro.
Yeah, me too. I just think to leave people with, I mean, really, it all just comes down to building relationships and then tracking the relationship and not forgetting about the person.
Yeah.
It's really, however you want to do it, go for it. But I also love the agents who like don't even use calendars,
Oh,
and it's like,
it's crazy.
Well, there's a reason they will. If they actually start getting busy, then it's like you don't have a choice. But all right, so yes,
yeah, I gotta go. Yeah.
Okay, so we're signing off. This is the Open Books Podcast. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, click the bell for future notifications. I'm Casey Tuter. This is Curtis Haddock and Brooke Massey.
Goodbye.